Well, good evening and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living. Tonight's our Wednesday night where we look at spiritual practices. And I decided this week to do one of my favorite spiritual practices. I've been doing it for about 20 years now, even before I found Centers for Spiritual Living. And it's something that entertains me and enlightens me and gives me lots of guidance for different things in my life. And that is the practice of using guidance cards. Some people call them divination cards or oracle cards or wisdom cards, all different names that they go by. But I'm sure you've seen some of those wonderful sets, beautifully illustrated sets of cards out there like dolphin cards or angel cards or ascended masters or spirit animals and things like that, where they've been done by someone who has created this set of cards with different information on them for you to use to help for guidance and clarity and wisdom and so forth. You know, originally, the original kind of guidance cards that were used as far as cards go were the tarot cards or tarot. And they actually started out as a card game in Italy, in the area around Florence and Milan in Italy in the mid-1400s. It was called tarocchi at that time. And later on in about the 18th century, a group of French occultists reclassified them, drew some very interesting illustrations to go with them, and gave meaning to the cards. And since then, they've been used as a tool for divination. But these tools for divination go back even further than the cards. I'm sure many of you have heard of Nordic runes, which are thousands of years old. Many of the earth-based traditions use things like chicken bones or animal bones to forecast the future, or they use different kinds of stones to tell the future. Water in bowls with different reactions. And of course, we have our tea leaf readings and things like that. So there are lots of tools out there to help you gain clarity about the future. But for me, these tools are not, there's nothing inherent in any of these things that makes them magical. There's no power in the tarot cards. There's no power in the dolphin cards that we draw. There's no power in the runes. For me, what it is about awakening some inner knowing within me by pulling out a card that says something particular or has a particular image on it. It could possibly awaken something in me in answer to a question that I might have. My spiritual practices are all about taking questions into them and seeing what it is revealed. And so when I use guidance cards, that's what I do. I generally just ask a question and wait for the answer to come through by whatever has been drawn for me. So the first deck I'm going to talk about today is one that comes right from our own philosophy. It's, Kyle, do you want to just put the camera on so they can see this? This is called the Science of Mind cards, Science of Mind Wisdom cards by Ernest Holmes. And so what it is different quotes from the Science of Mind textbook. And so oh boy, doesn't want to come out. There we go. To use them, there are lots of ways that you can do this, but one of the ways that's easiest for me is to simply draw a card every day to get my answer that I'm looking for whatever question. And usually my question is, what do I need to know today? Or what kind of guidance can you give me today? And so let me just set those aside. So here are our cards. And these cards are interesting. They have a quote on one side and just a little phrase with a beautiful picture on the other side. And again, like I said, they come from our Science of Mind textbook here. And so one of the things you can do is to shuffle your cards. And now oftentimes these decks are so big they're hard to shuffle. But whatever way you can do it is just shuffle the deck. And then I like to cut it and then pull out a card. Oh, I got a great card for today. So what do I need to know today? Perfection. Perfection is my card. And on the other side it says, God in us and through us, as us, can only express according to its own nature which is perfection. And so, what do I need to know today? I need to remember that everything is perfection. Everything is in perfection right now. And so that's an easy way of doing it. But there are lots of other ways that we can do this with multiple cards. You can draw many cards at one time. So I've pulled a couple of what they call card spreads from Hay House's Guide to Using Cards. Hay House is a publisher that produces lots of these different cards in huge quantities. So if you look at the sheet that you have there, that has the different card layouts on it. So the one that I like the best is this first one, where you draw 3 cards. And the card on the left represents the past, the card in the middle represents the present, and the card on the left represents the future. So take out your cards and shuffle them up a little bit. You might just want to, just do them like this, however you can do it. Some of them are new decks. They haven't been used much, so. There you go. Yeah. I have about, I brought over 40 decks with me, but I have some more at home, but they're somewhere in the garage. But anyway, I like cards, so you can tell. So just shuffle your cards up a little bit. And then I just like to hold them and close my eyes. And I just think, okay, so I'm going to think about an issue that's on my mind today. And so, let's see, what's on my mind today? So I'm coming up with a book that I'm wanting to write. It's what is coming to mind. And so my issue is what's keeping me from writing that. And so I'm going to draw 3 cards and lay them down on my table here in front of me. Mine are almost all the same color. That's funny. All this green with leaves on it. So draw your 3 cards. And so, as I said, the middle card represents the present. So I'm going to turn that over. It says, seek the truth. It is solace to the mind when you come to understand all human limitation. From the standpoint of divinity within us is necessary. And so, how does that apply to this issue I'm having right now of being at a standstill? All the knowledge is within me. Everything I need to know about that is right there within me. So that's what's present for me. Now, if I look at the past, faith is ever the light is what comes up here. It says, we become conscious of the darkness only when we are without faith. For faith is ever the light of your day and the light of our way. So maybe I need to look more at my faith in my ability to get this done, and my faith in spirit to guide me to do it. Maybe that's what's been holding me back. And then discovery is my future one. The first great discovery man made was that we could think. It was the day when we first said, I am. And this marked our first day of personal attainment. I'm not sure how that applies to my future with writing a book, but it certainly is applying to, claiming who I am in all of the ways that I am, that presence of spirit. So what is yours? How are yours showing up for you? Oh, I had 2 cards there. Two present cards. Let us seek the good and true and believe in them with our whole heart. Seek the truth.
So you have everything you need to know and speak the truth.
And speak the truth, exactly. So how are yours showing up for you?
My question was, what do I need to know? And the first answer was breathe. Was air.
Air, so breathe, yeah.
I decided
Uh-huh.
Just read through this. Yeah. And the past was sage, purification.
Mm.
And I'm not sure how that applies other than
Well, sometimes when we smudge, we let go of things too.
yeah,
So
maybe
purifying, let going, getting rid of things that don't serve us, clearing out.
and the other is rice
Mm.
and nourishment. And I'm thinking I need to improve my diet.
Ah.
Let go of the sugar.
Uh-huh. How about one of you two? Anybody have something they want to share with us?
Well, I'll go ahead and share. Do I need a microphone? Are we good?
Are we good, Kyle? I forgot to get mics out.
I can get mics. I was told that we didn't need them.
Okay, we're all right then.
Okay, and apparently
We're all right.
So, my issue, I guess, is what we'll
Uh-huh.
call it, is I haven't been able to get still to meditate. Or at least it doesn't feel like I'm getting still. And I know that a lot of times the stillness is fleeting, but I seem to not be settling in as well as I used to. So being still was what I chose as what I wanted to get insight on. And my present card is a fire ox. And I'm using Vicky Iskander's The Five Chinese Elements.
Okay, so you've got element stuff there. Probably
So,
the
yeah,
animals too.
This is the animals, right. So I have a fire ox.
Fire ox, right?
And that would be the southern, I don't know, fire is south, right?
Yes.
And direction-wise. And an ox is kind of an earthy animal. So it says the flickering yin fire in the fire ox pillar may bring unpredictability in highs and lows. And it's like, okay, but as long as you keep your focus on the road ahead, trust that your faith will guide you on your path.
Okay.
The persistent ox is a yin earth sign. It gently reminds us that consistency can bring stability when life gets unpredictable. With hidden yin metal and yin water inside the ox, a practice of self-reflection will help uncover more of the wisdom within.
Cool.
So that's the first paragraph.
How does that apply with what's happening for your situation?
Well, it's telling me that I'm doing what I need to do, and I just need to be persistent, and I need to remind myself that the consistency will bring the stability, and
Beautiful.
and I will I will succeed.
All right. How about yours, Bridget? What have you gotten from yours?
I guess I kind of got the answer.
Okay.
I asked for something, a desire I have longed for a long, long time. And this is what it's saying.
Now, this is the past that you're reading.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is the past, detachment.
Ah.
And it says, with detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of your particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it is being fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
Then the present says deepening. Once you are on earth for enough lifetimes, and I believe in reincarnation, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping detachment and surrender. That will bring the peace of God.
Beautiful.
And in the future, outrageous openness.
Who doesn't want that?
I'm not sure yet.
Sounds good to me.
Dear love, open me to your will. Release me from my detachment. Surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what is needed, and I am open to receive. So
Beautiful.
it did kind of answer me.
Wonderful. Great.
I
So,
love that.
so as Katie was showing us, that some of these sets have books with them, and the books give us a lot of information about that. But Yeah, not all sets have books with them. Like the Ernest Holmes set that I used first did not have a book with it. I guess because it comes from a book. I don't know. I have several decks back there that come from books. And I don't think any of them have a book with them, actually, no. But some of them have more information. So you'll get a card that doesn't have as much information on it. Like, for instance, this one is the kiwi, and it has just a brief sentence down below there. And then if I looked it up, I don't even know if these are in order. It looks like they're in alphabetical order. So when I look up kiwi, there's a page and a half written about it, which would give me more information about what a kiwi might mean in my life here. But I find that tapping into my own inner knowing is so much more powerful than what somebody else's interpretation of that thing might be. Because who's to say? You know, as I said with the tarot, it's been around for close to 600 years now. And 200 years ago, somebody decided what it meant. And then there's been book after book after book after book published where somebody else is telling you what it means. And so what does it mean? You know, for me, the importance of all of this is, what does it mean for me? It's not about what somebody else's belief in that particular thing is. It's what is being awakened inside of me when I look at that. I mean, if I open up this to, let's see, a panda, and it says create sacred space in your home or in your place of work, for me that's such a powerful thing that I've done all of my life, and so I can totally agree with that. However, if I got something that was so contrary to anything I've ever done, then I would say, well, that really doesn't apply to me in this situation. So I don't have to now try to make that work into my situation. I get to use what knowledge gets awakened inside of me, and bring that forth to help me move through the challenges in my life, or just to reinforce things. So there's lots of different things that we can do with this. As I said, you have here 4 different spreads that show different ways of using these divination cards. We just did the first one. The one right across from it is to help you move through some different situations in your life and finding out where your strength is in the situation, where your heart is, and what the challenge is in the situation. And so you can do the same kind of thing, draw 3 cards, and say, okay, so here's my situation. I ask my question first before I ever draw. And then, okay, so what's my strength in this situation? Where is my heart telling me in this situation? And what is the challenge in this situation? What do I have to bring to it as one of my strengths? My heart is what I'm taking as my personal self. And then the challenge, what is it? Where is it I need to focus my energy to grow and to step into all of the strengths in the heart space even more? And so that's a different way of doing one. Down here is one that is a 5 spread for your life purpose. I like this one too. When I'm feeling like I want to make a change in my life in some way, I can draw these cards. And again, shuffle the cards, cut them if you want, pray over them, whatever you want to do. Get yourself in that space of being receptive to what's available to you in the cards, and then lay out your cards in this 5-set spread. This is, can't read that, it's a little small. Your past learnings, your current learnings, your next step, how you can help others, and your life purpose. And so that one's really cool. And I really like this last one here. This is the Soul Path reading with 7 cards. And so the first card is their strength or gift. Your second card is your life right now. The third card is something to support your happiness. Your fourth card is your obstacle to overcome. Your fifth card is a message from your angels. Sixth card is a message from your guides. And seventh card is a message from your heart. Now, I happen to think of angels and guides as still that inner voice. It's just connecting to me through a remembrance of something else. So if I think about my guides, my mom is one of my guides. So oftentimes I will talk with her and find out, ask her questions. What do I need to do here, Mom? That's one of my guides. Your guides can be whatever. Angels, it's up to you whether you tap into angels or not, but I think of both of them as just something that is a way of me getting some more information. Just another way of getting information. Like I said, there's no magic in these cards at all other than what they trigger within inside of us. What awareness gets awakened when we use the cards here. And so you have the decks here in front of you, and there are another 36 decks to choose from here. So if you want to get a different deck, you're welcome to do that. And for those of you that are online, I hope you enjoyed this exploration of using guidance cards as a spiritual practice. We're going to leave you tonight with that and just do some more work here in the sanctuary, because it's difficult for you to experience it when someone else is doing it here. But if you're ever looking for more work on guidance cards, please check out our website, check out our events that we have happening in our center. This coming on May 25th, I'm going to be doing a workshop on creating your own guidance cards. It's called Soul Collage, and it's a process where you tap into your inner knowing and then create the cards that represent some aspect of yourself. And so it's a wonderful opportunity. So check out our website, which is CSLGLV.org, for more information about that. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you.